Teresa Giudice and Giudice dragged as desperate and embarrassing for selling used handbags. The Real Housewives of New Jersey star Teresa Giudice and her daughter, Giudice, are being dragged for their latest gig. Amid an uncertain future on RHONJ, Teresa has been teaming up with Gia to up their influencer game. The mother and daughter duo recently took to TikTok to sell some used handbags in a video that many are calling embarrassing. To say their selling skills need work is an understatement, because the footage is beyond awkward. Gia can be seen looking at cue cards, while Teresa definitely seems to be acting from a bad script. The TikTok account at @YormumSerWatching shared the video of Gia and Teresa slinging their designer handbags, but added a Saturday Night Live twist at the end to make fun of them. Teresa Giudice and Giudice dragged for selling used handbags. The comments section of the TikTok video was filled with critics coming for Teresa and Gia over their newest money-making endeavor. "They seem desperate," wrote one critic, and another stated, "It's giving me We Are Broke vibes." Another critic joked they were the Jersey version of the popular shopping channel QVC. Gia getting a Porsche was also mentioned, suggesting she spent her money a bit too soon. "Desperate housewives," read a comment, while another echoed a similar sentiment, saying, "Desperate times." The mother and daughter duo were called out for being desperate and embarrassing more than once. "I'm so embarrassed for them," declared a critic, with a different one adding, "How embarrassing." A commenter commented that Joe and Melissa Gorga would never do such a thing. Teresa and Gia were also compared to Kim Zolciak and Brielle Bierman. More critics joked about Melissa not stooping so low and making fun of the way Teresa spoke. Teresa's husband, Louis Rulis, was brought into the shade, being thrown at them too. "Louis must have spent all her money," wrote a critic, while one critic said, "Selling these handbags to pay for Lovey's debt is atrocious." Gia, putting off law school, was also used to make fun of her, as was her reading off of cue cards. RHONJ star Teresa Giudice plans to open a restaurant. As Monsters and critics previously reported, Teresa encouraged Gia to take a break before law school to focus on other things. One of those things happens to be helping Teresa open a restaurant. Teresa and Gia have been scouting locations recently, hoping to secure one by the end of the year. The mother and daughter seem determined to pursue various business ventures together, as their future on The Real Housewives of New Jersey remains in the air. We all know Season 15 of RHONJ has been put on pause, and despite recent claims that Jennifer Aydin is returning, Andy Cohen confirmed no casting decisions have been made. In the meantime, Teresa Giudice and her daughter Giudice are keeping busy and making money by hawking used designer handbags on social media. Reality TV stars know how to drum up attention, and Real Housewives of New Jersey icon Teresa Giudice and her daughter Gia are no exception. Recently, the mother-daughter duo found themselves at the center of a social media storm after launching a sale of their pre-owned designer handbags. However, instead of applause, they were met with a surprising level of backlash. Critics across platforms like Instagram and Twitter swiftly branded the move as desperate and embarrassing. Why is the sale of some pre-owned bags causing so much controversy? Let's break down the dynamics of luxury resales, public perception, and the media's role in celebrity narratives. The designer bag debacle. When Teresa Giudice and Gia announced the sale, they might have anticipated some mixed reactions. After all, the resale of luxury items isn't entirely unheard of, even among high-profile personalities. But for Teresa, a star with a history of financial and legal struggles, the optics can be complicated. In 2014, Teresa and her then-husband Joe Giudice made headlines with their high-profile fraud case, which led to prison sentences for both. Many fans remember those days vividly, and that history has influenced public opinion on the current handbag sale. Gia, Teresa's oldest daughter, has also faced scrutiny. Now in her early 20s, she's grown up in the spotlight, often under the critical eye of the public, who watch her evolve from a young girl on RHONJ to a social media influencer and college graduate. Gia's involvement in the sale adds another layer to the situation. Some fans view it as a questionable choice for someone of her generation with her own budding influence. Social media reactions. Why are fans upset? The comments section on Teresa's Instagram post promoting the sale quickly filled with reactions that ranged from shock to outright disdain. Some followers were baffled, questioning why celebrities who seemingly enjoy a lifestyle of luxury would feel the need to sell off their old handbags. Others expressed dismay, accusing the duo of using their fame to try and cash in on fans. "Really? You're selling used bags? Isn't that what regular people do?" One user commented. Another wrote, "Why can't you just donate them? You make enough money off of the show and ads already." These kinds of remarks highlight an underlying assumption that reality TV stars are supposed to embody a life of perpetual wealth and glamour. The idea of selling used bags doesn't align with that fantasy for many fans. To them, it felt more like a cash grab than an authentic gesture. The idea of luxury is complex too. Designer handbags often symbolize exclusivity and financial success. But the resale market has opened doors for people to access brands like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and Chanel at slightly more accessible prices. With this democratization of luxury, it has become more common for influencers and celebrities to dabble in reselling their items. But it remains contentious. It's one thing for a style influencer to sell items from their wardrobe to followers who admire their aesthetic. But for reality TV stars whose fame is rooted in displays of wealth, the move is received differently. Are fans being unfair? The negative responses also tap into larger societal assumptions about who is allowed to make money off of resale and in what ways. For instance, it's increasingly popular for influencers and celebrities to list their items on curated resale sites or use platforms like Poshmark and Depop. Yet Teresa and Gia's sale stirred a response that was distinctly more critical. This might be partly because of Teresa's publicized financial history, with fans remembering that she has been involved in high-profile legal battles over money. In 2014, Teresa and Joe declared bankruptcy, which many fans see as a significant detail when viewing the handbag sale in context. To some, it feels like a potential PR misstep, rekindling memories of her financial troubles in a way that seems less than glamorous. Yet, not all celebrities get such backlash for similar sales. Stars like Kim Kardashian, Kylie Jenner, and even model Emily Ratajkowski have sold designer clothes and bags to fans with minimal controversy. The difference, it seems, lies in perception. While Kim and Kylie might represent a more aspirational model for their fans, Teresa's background as a reality star famous for her candid, often dramatic persona on RHONJ comes with different expectations. PR lessons from Teresa and Gia's sale. The backlash surrounding this handbag sale offers some valuable insights into the PR challenges faced by reality stars, especially those with a background like Teresa's. For one, it underscores the importance of knowing how the public perceives you and crafting actions that match that image. In Teresa's case, a possible alternative might have been to partner with a charitable organization, selling the bags with a portion of proceeds going to a good cause. By presenting the sale as a philanthropic gesture, she and Gia might have avoided much of the negative attention and perhaps even won praise for their generosity. Another potential consideration might have been transparency in the promotion itself. For instance, if the bags were sold through a curated platform with an established reputation for luxury resales, it might have seemed more professional. Alternatively, if Gia had taken a more prominent role, framing it as her project to connect with fans and share her style, it might have come across as more genuine. Instead, the announcement seemed sudden and, to many, desperate, a reminder of Teresa's financial woes rather than a savvy business move. Ultimately, the resale market is nothing new and is, in fact, a thriving industry. Celebrities and influencers frequently participate, selling luxury items as a way to refresh their closets, make extra cash, or even allow fans access to their style. However, it is clear that not all stars are afforded the same latitude when it comes to making extra money this way. Gia and Teresa's choice to do so taps into a delicate line between business savvy and desperation in the eyes of fans who remember Teresa's past challenges. There's also a generational element at play. Gia, as a young adult, is part of a generation that tends to view resale as a normal and even sustainable practice. However, Teresa's fans may skew older and associate resale with financial need or lack rather than choice, hence their harsher reactions. As Giudice continues to grow her own brand, it will be interesting to see if she navigates these kinds of controversies more independently, potentially with a more modern PR approach.